everyone, welcome back to You Know What Irks Me, the channel where we vent about the things that drive us up a wall. Today's topic is something that everyone can relate to: bad drivers and those who just don't know the simple rules of driving.
Let's start with the lane changers. You know the type. They change lanes without signaling, as if their car is the only one on the road. Is it really that hard to flick the indicator? It's a simple lever, people. Use it!
And then there are the slowpokes in the fast lane. You know, the lefternmost lane. The left lane is for passing, not for a leisurely Sunday drive. If you're not going faster than the traffic in the right lane, move over. You're holding up traffic and causing unnecessary congestion.
Then there are the tailgaters, those who think driving 2 inches from your bumper is a good idea. Spoiler alert, it's not. It's dangerous and obnoxious. Back off, buddy. We're all trying to get somewhere. Now, not to be calling the kettle black, but now in my defense, I sometimes drive close to other people. However, when I was taught how to drive 30 some odd years ago, the instructor specifically said that as long as I can see the back bumper of the other vehicle ahead of me, it is a safe enough distance to brake, provided you are watching the cars ahead of him. Wait, what?
And how about the ones that don't know how to merge? Merging is like a zipper. One car from each lane, alternating. But no. Some people either stop completely or speed up to cut you off. It's maddening.
And how about the stop sign ignorers? They roll right on through stop signs like they're optional. Newsflash, they're not. It's called a stop sign for a reason. You stop completely, look both ways, then go. Simple, right? I mean, heck, even in France, their stop signs say stop on it. I know, I've been to France. Unlike here in Quebec, which unfortunately is where I live, our stop signs don't necessarily say stop. But you get the gist of it. It's a big ass red sign with the shape that everyone is familiar with and everyone has learnt in driving school. What's worse than not stopping at a stop sign? How about not stopping at a red light? I remember several years ago, I was driving into town and my light turned green. And even though it turns green, you look left, you look right, you start moving along. And I was turning. And some yahoo completely shot past the red light and nearly hit me. We both slammed on our brakes and looked at each other, and I gave him a crooked eye like, what the hell, buddy? Don't you know how to stop? These folks treat red lights like a suggestion. It's a red light. It means stop, not speed up and hope for the best. What's the rush? You're not going to save that much time, and you're putting everyone at risk. What truly irks me, however, are those that run the red light on a congested street only to get stopped in the middle of the street as they were not paying attention to the non-moving traffic ahead of them, and they are now partially blocking the intersection. Come on, people. Stop irking me around.
And don't get me started on the people that don't understand how a four-way stop works. It's like a polite game of taking turns, except some people think it's a race on who can be the absolute rudest. First one that gets to the stop goes first. If you stop at the same time, the person on the right goes first. It's not rocket science. Now, obviously, you can be polite about it, and I'm usually always the one waving people by just because I could care less about the fight that goes on.
Let's not forget about those who can't park. Whether it's taking up 2 spaces or parking way too close to the line, these drivers make me question humanity. Seriously, how hard is it to park in between the lines? If you can't get your car in 2 simple lines, I wonder what else you can't get in. And for the love of all things holy, can we talk about people who text and drive constantly? It's illegal for a reason. Nothing on your phone is more important than the lives of everyone on the road, including yourself. Put the phone down and focus on driving. I myself have caught myself doing it once or twice. I'm irked at myself for that. But please, safety first. I remember back in 2002 when I got my very first car. Not 1 month later, I was stopped in front of a church with my signal light on. I was there for a good 20 seconds waiting for the oncoming traffic to die down so I can turn into the parking lot, as it was a wedding I was going to. And I looked in the rearview mirror and I saw a car approaching. And the speed of this car was not reducing at all. And I can see in her windshield, she was totally not looking frontwards. She was looking down. I mean, you're talking 2002, the crappy cell phones and everything, but they sure enough existed. And what did she end up doing? Rear-ending my brand new car, which was the most frustrating thing in the entire world. Luckily, myself and the passenger I was with were totally okay. You then have the speed demons, those reckless drivers, the ones that are impatient and are trying to get somewhere really fast, or they're just fooling around and goofing off, thinking that nothing can harm them, and they're just enjoying life to the fullest. Little do they know that, you can cause an accident. You yourself can get injured, and more importantly, you can injure other people. It's a dangerous thing. It was just the other day I was driving back home, and my eldest daughter was in the car with me, and there was a youngster behind me, right up my ass, driving a little fast, because this kind of thing where you blink, and all of a sudden he's there. I'm in the left lane, so I had no choice but to wait before I passed the cars on the right lane, and then I merged into the right lane, as he passes me super fast with his friend right behind him. And I start slowing down because I know what can possibly happen if it happens. And I watched them zooming, swerving in and out of the cars ahead, nearly clipping a car. You know what happens when you clip a car, right? Cars spin out. They can flip. And all those cars that are soon upon them, because you're highway driving, boom, crash and burn. Lastly, let's talk about the oblivious drivers. These are the people who seem completely unaware of their surroundings. They drive 10 miles under the speed limit, brake for no reason, and make sudden turns without signaling. Are they sightseeing or what? For years, I had read that Montreal in Quebec has the most aggressive drivers in all of North America. The data has changed, statistically speaking, over the course of all these years, but Canada still remains top 10 in the entire world for having the worst drivers, and Quebec being the province that has the worst driver. Now, there are tons of statistics on various sites, some official, some non-official, dating back, decades. And the conclusion, of course, tends to be that a lot of the accidents from driving are prone to those of 15 years to 34 years, more of the younger generation. And being young at one point, I completely understand. You have a lot less experience, and you got some balls on you, and you take chance and risks, and other times you don't. And depending on the kind of person you are, it can lead to disastrous effects. And on the other side of the coin, of course, a lot of fatalities are caused by speeding. Approximately 27% of fatalities is caused specifically by speeding.
There you have it. Bad drivers and those who don't know the simplest rules of driving are out there, making roads a frustrating place for the rest of us. From lane changers to red light runners, parking disasters to texting addicts. We all deal with these daily nightmares. Thanks for tuning in to You Know What Irks Me. If you enjoyed this rant, hit that like button, share your own bad driver stories in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more weekly rants. Drive safe out there, and remember to stay irked, but keep on laughing.